Namaste. Hi, it's Jacci. We're here together again. We're going to do some yoga together today. So take a moment to get some things. If you have a yoga mat, you can lie that out on the floor. Just set it up where you have enough room to lie down, and you can stretch your arms up over your head. And if you have a blanket or a thick towel to pad your knees when we're on hands and knees, that can be really helpful. So take a moment, get yourself settled. You can close the door of the room that you're in, turn your cell phones and computers off, and give yourself a little bit of time. So we'll be together for the next 30, 40 minutes, and we'll do a little yoga practice together. So we're going to start today lying down on our back. So I invite you to come on down onto your back once you get your things together. And once you're lying down, you can draw your knees gently up into your chest. And just start to rock side to side. You might even place your hands on your kneecaps and either continue to move side to side, or you could make some circles with your knees. This is a nice way to massage the low back area to kind of check in and see how you're feeling. If you're going in circles, do a few times in one direction and then change the direction of your circles. And just begin to notice your body, just beginning to bring your attention and your awareness here as you settle down for your practice. And then a few joint rotations, so you can move your ankles, you can move your wrists. You might go first one way and then the other. And then a nice shake. You can shake your feet, shake your hands, just shake off the day. And then let your feet come back down to the floor. We're going to let the legs rest. So you can have your feet a little bit apart. It may feel nice to have your knees touching, may feel better to have them apart. See what's nice for you. And just rest your hands on your belly and take a moment to look around. Just scan the space that you're in with your eyes and just notice anything that catches your eye. It's a good way to orient yourself to the space that you're in. And then either choose one spot to look at or let your eyes close for just a moment. Beginning to sense your body and where you're touching the floor. And also beginning to notice your breath and begin to invite some deeper breath so that the inhales are a little deeper and the exhales are a little bit longer, just breathing both in and out through your nose. And then coordinating with that slow, smooth breath, you can open your eyes if you like. You could do this with your eyes closed as well. Draw your knees back up into your chest, and we're going to try to coordinate our movement with our breathing as much as possible. So on your next inhale, please lift your legs up toward the ceiling, flex your feet, spread your toes. And as you exhale, bend your knees. You could point the toes here to squeeze your toes and to stretch the front of the ankle. So again, reach your heels up, spread your toes, so we're flexing the feet here. And on the exhale, you can point your toes and give them a squeeze if that doesn't make your feet cramp. And do that again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend. So this time, as you straighten your legs toward the ceiling, also lift your arms up over your head, all the way back to the floor behind you if you can. And then exhale, bend your knees, lower your arms. Again, legs up, arms up. You could bend the elbows and lengthen them up. If your shoulders are a little compromised, that might be a good alternative. Exhale, bend the knees, lower your arms. And again, legs up, arms up. Big breath. And exhale everything down. And then let your feet come down to the floor. Line your heels up with your hip joints so that the knees and the heels and the hips are pretty much all in a line. And bring your hands, palms down by your sides. And we're going to lift the hips up a few times in the bridge pose. So for this movement, let your neck be even. Look up toward the ceiling. Don't turn your head. When you get to your next inhale, push through the heels, lift your hips up any amount. And on your exhale, smoothly come down. So watching the knees also. So when you lift up on the inhale, go ahead and lift up. Try not to let the knees go out to the sides. Try to keep the knees right in line with your hips. And exhale down. Let's do that one more time, just noticing, getting a little movement in the hips and the back. Exhale down, and then this time, see if you can add that arm movement to this movement. So as you lift your hips up, lift your arms up over your head to the floor behind you. And as you exhale, lower your arms down and your hips down together. And again, we'll do that 2 more times. So hips up, arms up on the inhale. And exhale down, just waking up the muscles in the back of the body. And 1 more time. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, down. Once you're down on the floor, you can pause, draw your knees into your chest again. Maybe that same rocking or circling of the knees would feel nice. And then we're going to turn over to the other side. So please roll to your side. You can use your hands to push yourself up. And for the next movement, we're going to be on hands and knees, and you may want to use your padding, a blanket, or a towel to pad your knees. So I'm going to slide my blanket under my knees here. Get what you have. If you're don't have a yoga blanket, use a towel. Be on the carpet. Take your hands underneath your shoulders and your hips over your knees. And still thinking about our breath, on the inhale, we're going to lift the chest. On the exhale, pull your belly in so you start to feel your back round and draw your hips back towards your heels, back to child's pose. Inhale, float back up to tabletop, lift your chest, lift your eyes. Exhale, rounding back, pulling in the belly here. And as you rise on the inhale, take your right leg back behind you and lift it. And you can flex your foot. And then exhale, put your knee down, round back to child's pose. And then please rise and lift your left leg back behind you. Lift your eyes. Exhale back. Now this time we'll do the right leg and the left arm. So right leg forward, left arm reaches out. Right leg back, left arm forward. Exhale back. Touch everything down and fold back. And then we'll do left leg, right arm. Inhale. And down on the exhale. Let's do each side 1 more time. So right leg, left arm on the inhale. Exhale down as smoothly as you can. Fold back to child's pose. And then left leg, right arm, inhale. And coming down, exhale, fold back smoothly as you can. Now this inhale, come up, lift your right leg, and put your toes down on the floor. So we're going to use this as a tool to stretch the back of the leg and to help us level out that hip. While your foot's on the floor, inhale your left arm forward. Hold on the exhale, and then when you inhale, lengthen that left arm, lift your right foot. On the exhale, hold in place. Tuck your belly in. If it's helpful, if you're feeling a little strain, you can touch the toes back down. And then inhale, lengthen and lift. Stay on your exhale, hug in your belly. Stay on your inhale, get longer. Let's do 1 more. Hold, exhale. Lengthen on the inhale. And now everything down, hand, knee folds back. Fold your hips back, shake that right wrist if you need to. 1 time, inhale up to tabletop. And exhale back to child's pose. And then we'll check that out on the left side. So come up and lift your left leg. And again, we're going to put the toes down on the floor so you can push your heel back, get that stretch in the leg, and notice how that levels out your hips. And then while your foot's on the floor, inhale your right arm forward. You might just look down so your neck is straight. Hold on the exhale, and then as you inhale, lift your foot, lengthen your arm. So holding on the exhale, you might touch the toes down. On the inhale, lengthen, lift the foot if you touched it down. 1 more exhale. 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Lengthen on your in-breath. And then put your hand down, your knee down, fold your hips back. And come up to tabletop on your inhale. Put your elbows down on the floor. This is a nice way to massage the wrists. So here, this is called puppy pose. You can let your hips sway. You can wag your tail. You can massage your wrist. Or if you like, you can get a nice stretch in the shoulders by reaching your hands forward and lowering your head closer to the floor. So if this is a big stretch in the shoulders, it may or may not be appropriate. so you can see how it feels. And then push yourself back up to all fours. Tuck your toes under and a bigger dog. So that was puppy pose. And now we're going to exhale to downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs, walk your dog. See what you're feeling here. All right, and then please inhale your knees to the floor. And we're going to explore a couple movements with our legs. So on the exhale, draw your right knee up into your chest. And as you inhale, straighten that leg back behind you and lift your chest. And do that again with your right leg. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale, put your knee down. Inhale, lift your chest. And on the next exhale, tuck your left knee in. And inhale, lengthen your left leg back behind you. Lift your chest. And again, tuck and lift. Exhale, put your knee down, and then you could repeat that, same on your hands and knees. I'm going to give you a variation of that from the downward facing dog position. So you can try it if you like. You can come up to dog pose. Get your hands and your feet situated and grounded. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, pick up your right foot, draw your knee into your chest, and you can shift forward like you're almost like plank and draw your knee toward your elbow, and then exhale back, put the foot down. Again, you could do this version on the hands and knees. So again, you can try right knee and then back. And then we'll do the left one twice. So shift forward like plank, tuck your knee towards your elbow, and exhale back. And one more. Again, it's fine if you're on your knees for this movement. And exhale back. And then coming down to your knees, if you came to downward dog, and a few moments in child's pose, maybe a little movement for the wrist if you were doing that plank version. And then from wherever you are, push up to your knees. And we're going to stand on our knees for the next movement. So take your, the padding under the knees can be really helpful for this. You can tuck your toes under if it's helpful. So please inhale your arms up over your head. This is similar to what we did lying on the floor. Lift your chest, lift your eyes. Exhale your arms down, your belly in. Do that again. Inhale your arms up. Exhale down. Here's a variation. Again, if your shoulders are bothering you, you could bend your elbows and lengthen your arms up this way. And then lower them down the same. So this time we're going to add a little twist. This is one of my favorite twists. So inhale your arms up, and please on the exhale, take your right arm back behind you, your left arm forward, look over your shoulder, get long. And then inhale both arms back to the center and up. And then do it again, same side, right arm behind, exhale, belly in. And inhale back up. We'll do that one more time, right side, return, we'll turn in the belly. And inhale, center, lift. On the exhale this time, lower your arms all the way down, and we'll take one movement to the center. So inhale both arms up. Slow exhale to come down. Breathe as slowly as you can. If you need to breathe a little slower than me, fine. Here's the twist to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, left hand behind, right arm forward. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, center, lift back up. Again, same side, exhale. Little movement in the rib cage, chest, shoulders. Inhale, center, lift. And one more time to the left, exhale. And inhale back to the center. Now exhale both arms all the way down. Inhale both arms all the way up. Exhale down, and now we're going to add a bow to this movement. So we're going to come down almost like child's pose. So inhale your arms out to the side and up. And as you exhale down, sweep your hands behind your back, Let your hips fold back like child's pose and bow down toward the floor. You could touch your forehead down. You might go down just a little bit. And inhale both arms back up. We'll do that 2 more times. So exhale, arms sweep down behind your back, hips fold. You could go just a little or all the way down to the floor. Inhale all the way up. And 1 more time. This is called lightning pose. Go all the way down and all the way back up. And then just lower your arms down. Take a moment to do some shoulder rolls. Turn your head side to side. And then a little back bend in that movement. So we're going to go back to our downward facing dog pose for a moment to stretch out our back. So just place your hands mindfully on your mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes under and push up to downward facing dog. And you can pedal. You can walk your dog. Another way to stretch the back, a nice option, is to have both knees bent a bit, and you can push down through your arms and hands and lengthen up into the hips. Especially if your hamstrings are a little tight, that bend in the knees can make this pose a lot more accessible. So hold if you like another couple of breaths, and when you feel ready, please come up to standing. And once you've come up to standing, if you do have some blankets and things around, you can move them off to the side. And then we're going to swing a little bit. So let your feet be about hip width apart. Let your arms swing. Your head can turn. It's a nice little comforting, soothing movement for the shoulders and the neck. All right, and then we're going to do a couple of movements that involve a forward fold. So I invite you to step your feet out somewhat wide. You can have your feet maybe just shoulder width apart if that feels more comfortable for your balance. Or you could go even a bit wider. See what's good for you. We're going to start with almost like a squat, a forward fold. So bring your hands to your hips, take an inhale. And on the exhale, pretty good bend in the knees, and just lean forward with a nice long spine. And then inhale back up. So I'm suggesting that you don't round your back. Just come down with a long, flat back. So bend your knees, exhale like a squat, and then inhale back up. So we're going to try that with one arm lifted. So please lift your right arm up, and if your shoulder's not happy or this hurts your back, you could do it with your elbow bent. So inhale here, exhale like into the squat, and you're going to reach forward with that arm. And when you come up on the inhale, lengthen the arm, lift your chest to come back up. Good, do that again, exhale, belly in as you go down. Lengthen that arm, come back up. And on the exhale, just bring that arm down, and we'll do it with the other arm. So inhale, left arm up. Exhale, belly in, bow, reach, 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 reach. And then inhale, lift the chest to rise. And one more time. So we're not rounding the back on the way up. And again, you could do the cactus arm here if that was better for you. Exhale down. So if any of that's hurting your back, you can bend the elbows or go down less. So we're going to try it one more time with both arms. So inhale, both arms up, whichever way you like. Exhale, bend the knees, take a bow. Now lift the chest, lengthen the arms, come back up. And one more time, exhale. This is a half forward fold, so we're only going halfway down. Inhale, back up. Good, and then exhale your arms down. Take a moment to roll your shoulders. And then take your left hand either to your hip or just let that hand rest on your low back. Inhale your right arm up all the way over your head, so we're leaning over. Now exhale, bend that elbow, tuck it behind your back, and look down at your left foot. And then inhale that arm back up. You might even look up at the ceiling. Exhale, elbow bends, tuck your belly, and look down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the elbow, look down. Now one more time, and we're going to hold the reaching part for one breath. So inhale. Now stay here on your exhale. Don't hurt your back. Stay on your inhale. Get a little bit longer. And then you can exhale the arm down and let your upper body come back up. And take a moment to kind of wiggle things around. Before we do that to the other side, we're going to bow do a half forward fold a couple of times just to even out the spine. So inhale, lift your chest, and exhale halfway down. Inhale, back up, long spine. One more time, exhale down. And inhale up, and then we'll do our lateral bend to the other side. So inhale, the left arm up. Exhale, lean over. Now inhale, stay and reach more. Look up. Exhale, bend the elbow, hug your shoulder blades together. Look down at the floor on the right. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Look up if it doesn't hurt your neck. Exhale, elbow bends, belly in, look down. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow bends, look down. Last one, we're going to hold the reach. Inhale. Stay on your exhale, engage your belly. Reach more on your inhale. And then exhale, lift your arm, come down, come up to the center. Move things around a little bit. Now this time we're going to go down into our forward fold and stay down there. And I'm going to give you a couple of options for that movement. So first exhale, we're going to bend the knees, and you could just come halfway down, almost like a little squat, and you could woggle here. That might be nice. For some people, letting the head go down deep makes them dizzy, so that's okay if you just stay here. If you want to come down, you can find the floor with your hands, ground into your heels, and walk your hands out, wide leg, downward dog. And you might just let your head hang here, and you could still pedal out your legs. Other option, if you want to go a little deeper, is to walk your hands in closer to your feet, let the head hang down, hold on to your elbows, keeping a little bend in the knees here so we're not straining the back. And then you might switch the way you're holding your elbows. So from wherever you are, lift your chest. So if your hands are way down, touch the floor, look up, and if your hands are on your knees, you can lift your chest here. And then come on up nice and slowly and step your feet back in. Do a little wiggle jiggle. I like horse lips. You can make sounds if you like. And then pause for a moment and notice how you feel. So stand nice and tall. So I am suggesting that you notice your body. How do you feel in your body? But also, can you discern how you're feeling? So we use this skill of interoception to notice how we're doing, how we're feeling. Good. All right, we're going to, for the rest of this practice, we're going to come back down onto our back. So you're welcome to lie back down on your back. So come on down gently. Once you're on your back, we'll do a little back massage again. So you can pull your knees into your chest. And like we did at the very beginning, you might rock side to side. You might circle your knees. So see what you like. Ankle circles, also quite nice. Wrist circles, all the joint rotations. So soothing. So do all those. Maybe a little shake of the hands and the feet. And then just let your feet come down to the floor for a moment. Let your eyes look around, just orient yourself to being back down on the floor. And then please draw your right knee up into your chest. Give it a little hug. And we're going to stretch the other leg out onto the floor. You can flex that foot. And we're going to come into a little reclined twist here. So be nice to your back. Be nice to your hips. You can let the right hand just rest on the floor out to the side. And then you can use your hand to guide your knee, but don't use your hand to pull. So you want to use the muscles of your leg, the muscles of your belly to get that knee across your body. So you might only go a tiny bit, and that would be fine. You might be rolling your hip up and getting your knee over here close to the floor. You could use your hand here to support the leg. If you have something like a yoga block around, I think I have one here, you could put that under your leg. Makes a good support. So find what you need, pillows, blankets, whatever you have around. And then begin to take some deeper breaths, exploring the sensations on the right side. So you might feel it here in the glutes, in your back, You could take that right arm up over your head. You could see what's helpful. Try some longer exhales here. So if you feel anything you would describe as pain, that is not the right direction. So we're trying to stretch muscles. If you feel it in a joint, if your hip is hurting, you may come back a little bit. So no pain, please. Nice long exhale. So when you complete your next exhale, when you get to the inhale is when we're going to come back to the center. So go ahead and come back to the center and take a moment, to check in before we do the other side. So you could lie flat, you could stretch your legs out and even up your shoulders and hips. You might be more comfortable with your knees bent, and that is fine. So see what you feel. And then we're going to do the other leg. So draw the left knee into your chest and stretch your right leg out onto the floor. So as we begin to notice the left hip, again, we're going to use the opposite hand to guide the knee over. That left arm can stretch out to the side. And we want to do the movement with the leg and the belly. We don't want to pull with that arm. It's particularly tempting when we're right-handed to pull that leg over with our arm. And then find the spot where you want to be. Again, you could be with your hip on the floor and just guiding the leg over gently. That may be enough. Or you could be way over here where your knee is closer to the floor. And then some breath. So I didn't mention this on the other side, but you can check out your neck and shoulders. So make sure that right shoulder is comfortable, perhaps pretty close to the floor. Make sure your neck is comfortable. You're not torquing your neck in a way that's uncomfortable. And then some nice deep breath here. Just aware of the sensations all the way down that left side. Sighs are particularly good here. After you complete your next exhale, let the inhale bring you back over onto your back. And again, if you're comfortable lying flat, you can stretch out. You may want to adjust your shoulders and your hips. You can see what feels good. Or you may be more comfortable having your knees bent. So we don't want discomfort in the back, or sometimes the hamstrings are tight, and that lying flat is really just uncomfortable. And take a moment to check in. So how do you feel? And then we want to follow that twisting movement with some symmetry, some symmetrical movements. So if you bring your feet up flat, if you had your legs stretched out, have the feet right up close to your body and the heels pretty much in line with your hip bones. And we're going to repeat the bridge pose that we did at the beginning. So on your in-breath, please push through your heels, lift your hips up, and let your neck be even. And exhale slowly down. So we're going to do 3 or 4 more repetitions, and I'd like you to see if you can move a little slower and breathe a little slower. So please push up on your in-breath, and especially on the exhale, coming down nice and slow, hugging in the abdomen here. Couple more. Inhale. And down on the exhale. And inhaling. It can help to push down the hands, to push down the elbows. Exhale. Maybe that was enough for you. I think I'm going to do one more time. Let's see. And then come down. And if you haven't already, draw your knees back up into your chest and give yourself a little hug and rock. So we're going to do another type of hug. So if you can let the feet come back down to the floor and let your legs rest. Again, having the knees touching is nice for many people. Now, hug your arms around your shoulders and rock here. And go side to side, massage your back, and pat yourself on the back. Say, good job. Switch the way you're crossing your arms. Rock some more. So we want to massage the upper back. You may feel the stretch down the muscles of your spine, along the spine. But you also want to acknowledge, you're giving yourself a hug and say some nice things to yourself. Let go of all the negative things that you tend to say. We all tend to be rather harsh with ourselves, so try to cultivate some kindness. And then you can bring your hands to rest on your belly, or maybe the hands are by your sides. See what's nice for you. Adjust your neck, adjust your shoulders so they're comfortable, and we're going to shift now toward the relaxation part. Very important part of our practice, of our yoga practice, to be still for a little bit. So if it's helpful to keep the knees bent, you can have your knees bent. If you're comfortable lying flat, you can stretch your legs out flat on the floor, maybe hands on the belly, maybe hands by your sides. Soften or close your eyes and let go. So let go of the effort to breathe and give yourself permission to let your body rest for maybe 5 more minutes. I'd say 10 minutes. If you have it, give yourself 10 minutes in Shavasana. As we settle, I'll say my closing prayer, this message. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. And may we live with ease. May we live in peace. So I encourage you to stay in your relaxation pose for another 5 minutes. Again, 10 minutes is great if you have it. If you're feeling like you need to hop right up off of the floor right now, try to stay for 12 breaths. Let's see if you can stay for 12 breaths. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.